Hello everyone, my name is Dixon Vimalajeewa. I'm a postdoctoral researcher in Walton Institute, Waterford Institute of Technology, Ireland. This is a brief overview about our research, digestive system dynamics in molecular communication perspective. This is a joint research with Sasi Balasubramaniam. As we all know, the world population is continuously increasing and it is expected to be 9 billion by 2050. The food production sector is playing a crucial role to feed the increasing world population by using modern technologies to improve the food production and supply chain practices, thereby expanding the availability of healthy food for everyone. However, there are a number of challenges that we have to overcome in order when providing healthy food for people. For, in, for instance, according to the World Health Organization, overweight or obesity is a critical health issues due to uncontrolled consumption of food, and it is around more than 39% among the 18 plus population. And also, according to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, food waste at retail and consumer level is greater than 40% of the food produced for human consumption due to low quality food. Therefore, people are more concerned about their health, so that they want to know how they can select food based on their different personal requirements. In order to support this statement in this research, we are planning to develop a mathematical model which can be used to characterize the optimal nutrient intake based on different personal requirements. So we are going to use different concept in communication theory in developing the mathematical model. When we are modeling a mathematical framework to provide insights about the optimal nutrient intake based on different personal requirements, we have to follow three modeling steps. First, we have to understand the food digestion and absorption process, and also then in the second, we should know the propagation or the distribution of nutrient throughout our body, and in the third step, we should know how nutrients are absorbed into different organs depending on different personal requirements such as age, gender, daily activity level, and especially the health conditions. Therefore, in this study, we mainly focused on the food digestion and absorption of nutrient into the body. So considering the food digestion process, as you can see under the modeling structure, the food we consume first goes to the stomach and then mixed with gastric juice. And after that, the stomach releases the gastric content into the small intestine. So once the food comes to the small intestine, the food molecules travel along the small intestine, and it gives a chance for the molecules to interact with different digestive enzymes. As a result, different nutrients are produced. So at the last stage, those nutrients are absorbed into the circulatory system through the small intestinal wall. So in this research, we map this process into a molecular communication model which consists of transmitter, channel, and receiver, as you can see in the figure. The transmitter is the release of gastric content from the stomach into the small intestine. So in the small intestine gives a medium or channel for food molecules to travel along the small intestine while interacting with different digestive molecules, enzymes. So as a result, different absorbable nutrients are produced. Then the small intestinal wall acts as a receiver, allowing those produced nutrients to travel or to go to the circulatory system. So we derived a system of differential equations in order to formulate the functionality of transmitter, channel, and receiver, and you can see the model that we have derived under the model section. So we used advection, diffusion, and reaction-based mechanism to derive this system of differential equations. And then we use this model to perform some simulation experiments in order to understand digestive dynamics in the context of carbohydrate digestion. We consider the carbohydrate because carbohydrate is one of the main ingredients in our diet, which gives energy for different body functioning. So you can see in this graph. This graph gives an overall idea about the carbohydrate digestion, production of glucose, and then the absorption of that glucose into the circulatory system. Suppose we have consumed 100 grams of carbohydrate. Then that carbohydrate first goes to the stomach and then mixed with gastric juice. So then stomach releases that gastric content into the small intestine. Therefore, as you can see in the first figure, the carbohydrate mass decreases over time. As a result, the carbohydrate mass in the small intestine increases and then start decreasing. That is because carbohydrate is converted into glucose in the small intestine. Then the second graph shows the variability in glucose concentration in the small intestine as well as in the blood. So the blue graph shows the glucose concentration in the small intestine. So initially it increases and then reaches its peak within 1 or 1.5 hours, and then it starts decreasing. That is because glucose is being absorbed into the circulatory system. The red graph shows the glucose concentration in the blood. So you can see initially the blood glucose level increases and it reaches its peak within 2 to 3 hours and then start decreasing. That is because of the absorption of glucose into the body. This process could be varied due to from person to person, depending on number of factors such as age, gender, daily activity level, and especially the health conditions. So in order to give an idea about that, we experimented the impact of different physiological factors related to food, as well as the factors associated with our digestive system. For instance, the second graph shows the impact of half stomach emptying time on the carbohydrate digestion. The half stomach emptying time means the time taken for emptying half of the gastric content from the stomach into the small intestine. You can see that the digestion process is much faster for shorter half stomach emptying time. That is because, for instance, when we consume some kind of liquid juice, it digests very fast compared to the solid food. So that we can understand from this graph. That is because the stomach emptying time for such liquids is much shorter than solid food. This behavior can also be used to understand the digestive issues associated with people. For example, the half stomach emptying time increases with age. So that is why some old people have digestive issues with solid food than liquid food. Similarly, we can understand other factors associated with the digestive system. So this means the model has some potential to understand different digestive system with respect to our different personal factors. Due to such factors, the digestion process may have some delay. So in order to understand that, we explored the impact of different parameters on the digestion delay as well as the stability in blood glucose level. So for example, this graph shows, the third graph shows the impact of stomach emptying time on the delay on carbohydrate digestion as well as the stability, the time taken to the delay on stabilizing the blood glucose level. For instance, you can see in the first graph, the delay in carbohydrate digestion is much larger. It increases with increasing stomach emptying time. And also, as you can see in the third graph, for example, the time taken for for stabilizing the blood glucose level, which is very important for diabetics people. It increases with increasing stomach emptying time. So we can, therefore, this gives an idea about why our blood glucose level is higher. For some people, this could be due to stomach, due to longer stomach emptying time. So due to the delay in carbohydrate digestion, there may some portion of the consumed food might not be digested and leave as undigested, leave the small intestine as undigested. So to understand, this creates some issues because then our digestive system is not capable of digesting all the food and absorb all the nutrients. Therefore, this may have some negative impact on our health. So to give an idea about that, we experimented the impact of loss in digestion and also the nutrient production. For example, this graph shows the impact of maximum reaction rate between a carbohydrate and digestive enzyme in the small intestine, and also the half saturation concentration of carbohydrate on the digestion on the loss. So you can see the loss in carbohydrate digestion as well as the loss in expected produce glucose concentration is low for higher is less for higher reaction velocity, and also smaller half saturation concentration. So this can explain the impact of digestive enzyme availability in the digestive system for effective digestion. So if we do not have sufficient amount of digestive enzyme for the effective digestion, then it might represent the small maximum reaction rate is very small. So and at the same time, the half saturation concentration is very high. That is because of the lack of enzyme. So this can explain the impact of this could be due to pancreatic efficiency, which is a problem for some people because there is no the digestion enzyme production is very low for some due to some issues in the pancreas. So similarly, we can use this model to understand the impact of other parameters such as food viscosity and food particle size, and also pH value and the temperature. So we can use this model to understand the impact of such parameters, thereby provide some insight for the variability of digestive dynamics. So therefore, this model has a capability or potential for understanding or expanding our knowledge about the digestive system, thereby provide support for personalizing food consumption. So therefore, the model has the knowledge that we derive from this model. From this one, we can use to design food based on different personal needs and also establish more customer-oriented food supply chain, which will help to improve the food security, quality, and also take some action against different health issues. So that's all about this. About our study. So I can summarize what I discussed here. So we mapped the digestive system into an advection, diffusion, reaction based molecular communication system, and then used concept in communication theory such as delay and path loss to characterize digestive system. We showed that through the simulation experiments that path loss can effectively be used to explain digestive system, and also impact of other parameters can also be explored through this model. So therefore, this insight can help expanding our knowledge in digestive system, and also provide solution to optimally select food based on different personal requirements. Thank you.